Anyone tried? Yesterday notes not uploaded. Let me check once. $7:15. Achha, wrong date is given, it seems. A wrong date might be given, right? We're worried about that. Twenty-ninth date is given. Okay. Yesterday class happened now, boss. Spring 715, Cloud MS. Let me get. Yes, boss. Save it. Let it be. Microservice intra-communication. For this, we need to use three types of client components. We need to use three types of client component. Understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Super. Client components. Client components are client type components. You know that, right? What they are, guys? Discovery client, load balancer client, load balancer client. Come on, guys. What is there? Fin client. What is the best in this? Fin is the best. But we will learn one by one. Okay. So yesterday we completed what, guys? Discovery client. Yesterday we completed what, guys? Discovery client. Understanding my statement. Limitations of discovery client was. Limitations of discovery client. We get list of target MS instance and we need to choose instance manually. But actually, we want one instance of target MS, producer MS, which is having less load factor. But load balancing is not possible. Load balancing is possible here, guys. We have to choose each instance manually or not. For example, my producer is having 4 or 5 instances. How to create multiple instances or run the same application multiple times with the different port numbers. Then multiple instances will be created, right, boss? Now, listen carefully. Though multiple instances are there for provider MS, I want to get less load factor instance. Is it possible while working with a discovery client? Do you think discovery client supports load balancing? Supports load balancing? No, not at all. This basic client component or client type component, which is very much legacy. This is basic client component or client type component, which is very much legacy. That means it is not industry standard. Very old one, guys. Very old style one. This is not at all industry standard. In the industry, no one prefers using it. Collecting one instance from list of instances is the pure responsibility of the consumer application. Is the pure responsibility of consumer application. The two in manual process. The two manual process. So other instances of target or producer MS may sit idle. Yes, na boss? We have to pick up one instance in the consumer application. The remaining instances will sit idle or not. We need to write all the logics in client component manually. Array, fin client is abstract client, na? If you just give signature, it will write everything else. But here we have to write all the logics manually or not. Okay. To overcome these problems, take the support of load balancer client type component. Load balancer client. It is another client type component or client component which choose less load factor instance. Array, what do you mean by less load factor? Current load by max load. Current load by max load. Though there are multiple instances for target or producer MS. That means we never get list of instances, though there are multiple instances for MS, producer MS. We always get one instance of MS, producer MS, which is having less load factor. So entire burden will be taken care by whom, guys? Entire burden will be taken care by whom? The client component itself. Load balancing, entire headache will be taken care by whom? Load balancer itself. There is a method called choose method. This choose method will get the less load factor instance of target MS. Load balancer client is an interface and implementation is given by Spring Cloud Netflix people in the form of ribbon load balancer client. Ribbon load balancer client. Understanding my statement? Which can be injected to consumer application, which can be injected to consumer application through auto configuration process. What process, guys? Simply through auto configuration process. Simply through auto configuration process. Load balancer client is an interface and implementation is given by Spring Cloud Netflix people in the form of what? Ribbon client, balancer client, load balance client, which can be injected to consumer application through auto configuration process. Nothing we have to do manually. Everything comes automatically through auto configuration. For injection, we can use @auto. Right? The method choose with instance ID or service ID. The method choose with instance ID on load balancer client object will bring less load factor instance of target MS or producer MS. Yeah, the important method is what, guys? Choose, Babu. The important method is choose. When you call choose method, it will contact the Eureka server. It will find out which instance of producer MS is having what? Less load factor, and it will give that instance. You never get array of service instances. You never get list of service instances, right? Getting my point? Okay, what's next? To create multiple instances of any MS, run that MS for multiple times with the different port numbers because two servers or two MS of same computer cannot take same port number, but possible across the multiple missions. Then they will be identified through mission home. Mission IP addresses are host name, boss. Very simple, guys. Okay. For billing service, you want to create. For billing service, you want to create 10 instances. Very simple. 10 times you run with the different port numbers. 10 times you run with a different port number. Okay, then the service ID is same for all the things. Na? So along with the service ID, also provide instance ID. Along with the service ID, also provide instance ID. Clear, guys? Yeah, what is the conclusion of this discussion, guys? What's the conclusion of this discussion? Load balancer client is an interface. Its implementation is what? A ribbon load balancer client, which can be injected to our client component class, which can be injected to our client component class through auto configuration. Their choose method is there, it will always get less load factor instance, which always get less load factor instance, right, boss? Uh, anyhow, that can be used in our, what? Consumer MS. See, guys, whatever application is there yesterday, I will try to convert that application into what? Okay, load balancer type communication based application. Example application using load balancer, load balance client type component. MS intra communication using load balance client. Develop Eureka server application same as previous. Yeah, I will develop everything freshly, but I will try to take the previous ones. RESTful services. Am I right? Yes, large. Guys, are you listening class? Are you active? You have a reason for not using discovery client? But mostly used is Fin client. We'll spend more time on Fin client. Legacy means old. Legacy means old. Yes, boss. Copy, paste, pros 03, Eureka server. pros 03, Eureka server. Actually, class names you need not to change, guys, but on safe side, I'm changing it. pros 03, Eureka server. pros 03, Eureka server. Change the class. Right click, guys, properties, web project setting. Acha, it's a standalone application. Fine, no problem. Then you need not to worry about changing the context path also. Eureka server. Okay. Next. Develop producer or provider target MS. This time provide random number as the instance ID. Instance ID. A random number. Why? I may create a number of instances. Na? If random instance ID is coming randomly, it would be nice, na boss. Since we are planning to take multiple instances of producer application by running the producer application for multiple times, it is better to give separate name for every instance. Generally, it is service ID. Generally, it is service ID colon random value. Service ID colon random value. See, guys, Eureka dot instance ID already given service ID. Already given service ID colon some random value. I am using random dot value. System property giving one pseudo random number for every execution. So this is fixed, guys. Service ID colon some random number becomes instance ID. Becomes instance ID. Clear, my dear? Clear, my dear? Come on. Okay. Yeah, listen. Create project having Spring Web, Eureka Discovery Client dependencies. Don't add dev tools. Why, sir? Don't add dev tools. Why? If you add dev tools, what happens, when you create multiple instances, this automatic updation will give some headache. This automatic updation will give some headache. So that's why it's recommended not to add dev tools. You try once, you only understand the reason. Add enable Eureka client on the top of the main class. Add the following entries in application.properties. All these are already there, guys. All these are already there. Only this is extra. This is extra. Instance ID is extra. So what should I do now? Check the billing service. Check the billing service. 3, guys. Billing service provider MS. Billing service provider MS. Okay, 1 minute. In consumer MS, what is the one I have to say? Consumer MS. Discovery client. Super guys. Tell me next one. 03. Open it. No, no, don't change the business logics. Only you have to feel that. That's it. 03, guys. Change the file name, guys. 03. Okay, let it be. This is done. This is done. Right click, Spring, remove dev tools. Remove dev tools. Spring add starter, guys. Spring add starter. Okay. For low. No, this is different. This is related to routing. No, 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 no. Related to routing. Don't select this. Here also discovery client. Same old discovery client. Understanding my statement? Same old discovery client. Okay, boss. But the one we are injecting is different. The one we are injecting through auto configuration is different. Right now, boss? Jars are different. Same. Check it out. Spring Web, Eureka Discovery Client. Eureka Discovery Client. Eureka Discovery Client was. Double 900, guys. Here is my billing service, guys. Here is the story, guys. Here is my billing service, guys. Here is the story. Are you understanding my statement, boss? Come on. Okay. But what is the extra thing? Here I want to provide the instance ID. What is the instance ID? Provide service ID colon random number as the instance ID. Instance ID. As the instance ID. What is the property we are having, my dear? Eureka dot instance ID. Eureka dot instance hyphen ID. $, Spring dot application dot name colon. Tell me what is this? $random dot value. Am I going right, guys? Is it right? Yeah, system property random value will come. This will be there. Yeah, before executing each instance, I will change the port number. First instance 9900. Before executing second time 9911. 9911. Got it, guys? Got it, guys? Yeah, develop the REST controller acting as a producer MS. Yeah, API. Yeah, listen, REST controller, everything. Only for our reference, please remember this. Please remember, these two injections I am doing only for our reference. To get the feeling, output is coming from. There is no need of doing this injection. Port number, instance ID. There is no need of doing these injections in real application. Only to print from which instance of producer MS output is coming, I am doing this. Clear, guys? Okay, see, new response entity, final bill amount. I'm just trying to print which instance of which port number is giving service. Only for POC, I'm doing this, right? Come on, boss. Understanding? So go to producer MS, go to REST controller. What is the global path? Billing. Hey, now onwards, we'll keep one standard, guys. In global path, we try to add API. In global path, we try to add API, boss. Okay. In global path, we try to add API because generally people keeps API word to tell that it is a REST API. Okay, na? Hey, it's not compulsory. If you don't like, leave it. This is purely for improving standards. That's it. This is even global path itself optional. You know that, right, boss? Even global path itself optional. You know that, right, boss? Come on. Super. Tell me here, guys, you are not responding. Are you sleeping? Are you active, guys? Yeah, tell me, guys. Private into port. Hey, anything you can take. At the rate value. Don't forget, it is also Spring Bean. Here also, a property file content can be injected, right? Server dot port. Server dot port. Nice, guys. Tell me. Private string. Tell me here, what is there? Serve instance ID. Private string instance ID. At the rate value. At the rate value. Got it? At the rate value. This is the one. This is the one. Okay, I'm injecting. This is purely for proof sake. We accept this one. What is this? Payment dot from instance. From instance, what is there? Instance ID. Yet port number. Yet port number port. I hope you understood my intention behind it, guys. I'm going to have multiple instances. I'm going to have multiple instances to feel which producer instance is giving output for us, output to the consumer, to feel it practically. I'm trying to print instance ID and port number, instance ID and port number. Super, guys. Yes, with this, what is ready, guys? Producer MS is ready. With this, what is ready, my dear? Producer MS is ready, boss. Okay, next is what? Consumer application. Yeah, here the entire magic will be there. Consumer application, boss. Yeah, develop the consumer application with the support of load balancer client, web Eureka discovery client. What is there? Eureka discovery client. Ribbon comes automatically. When you add Eureka discovery client, ribbon comes automatically. You need not to do anything to get the ribbon. Super, na, boss? Tell me. I'll ask one question, boss. In consumer MS, do I need to take instance ID or not? Come on. In consumer MS, do I need to take instance ID or not? Mullah Abdullah, why it is required to take? Tell me. Mr. Jaiswal, you please tell me. Why it is not required to take? The people are saying, yes, I want reason. People are saying, no, I want reason. Hey, producer will have multiple instances. Is there any guarantee I should take consumer also multiple instances? No, na. Consumer is only one fellow, na boss. You are not observing this point. He's not load balancer, nothing. You want to have multiple instances for producer. For consumer MS, you want to have multiple instances? No, na boss. Do you have any plan of taking multiple instances for consumer MS? No. So when you don't want to take multiple instances for consumer MS, what is need of giving instance ID in consumer MS? Making sense? Making sense? Making sense. There are multiple instances for producer MS. Consumer MS should get one less load factor instance. So consumer MS should be one instance only, na? Because if consumer is having one more consumer, if consumer MS is having one more consumer MS, then you may need to think about load balancing on consumer MS, right? But right now, consumer MS is not having other clients, other consumer MSs, right, boss? I hope you understood the point here, right, guys? When you add Eureka discovery client dependency, ribbon comes automatically. You need not to do anything separately. Okay. Same here, see? No instance ID at all. No instance ID at all. Got it, boss? Super. Okay, now let's go for our thing. Next one. Copy, paste. 03. Shopping service MS. Consumer MS. Load balancer client. LBC. 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 First change. Go to main class. Okay. Change it to 03. Change the file name. Change it to 03. Fine. Done, boss. Okay. Next change. Everything I will do. Remove dev tools. Yeah, if it click also not a issue, not a problem. Next. That's go to application dot properties, guys. Yeah, port number, fine. Shopping service. This is perfect, guys. No need of going for it. Yeah. Now come to billing service consumer client component, boss. This is our client component, right? This is our client component. Super. Array, we are not running in external Tomcat now. Why are you bother about context path? Don't worry about context path. Yeah, here what we have to inject, guys, load balancer client. Load balancer client. Load balancer client. Yes, Anavas. Okay. Load balancer client. Yeah, it's an interface. Load balancer client. But injected one is what? Ribbon load balancer client, right, boss? Yes. Here we don't have. Okay, there is no need of getting list of instances. Okay, now let's see. Service instance SI is equal to service instance SI is equal to client dot choose service ID. What is the service ID, my dear? What is the service ID? Producer MS service ID. Billing -service. Am I right? Billing hyphen service. Billing hyphen service. Am I right, my dear? Okay, if needed, you check once. Billing hyphen service. Service ID you have to pass. Yeah. You will automatically get provider MS less load factor instance. Less load factor. uh, Less load factor service instance. That's cool. Less load factor service instance. Then is there any need of this point? No need of this. Super. Yeah. Gather details from service instance. URI. Super. And billing hyphen API hyphen info. Ah, are you understanding this one? Complete URL, boss. We prepared complete URL. Then regular REST template, then regular response entity, return entity. So yeah, choose method is doing the magic na, boss. Array service ID is not random number ra, Om Prakash Dakkad, stupid fellow. Instance ID is the random number ra, waste fellow. Service ID is always what? Application name. Please, Ra Babu. I think long back I discussed the difference between service ID and instance ID. Service ID is application name. Instance ID is each instance separate unique number. For suppose 10 times same var file is deployed in 10 different servers of same machine or different machine. For all var files, same service ID will be there, right? But instance ID will change each var deployment. For each var deployment, I hope we discussed long back. Generally, instance ID is a service ID plus some other unique number. Service ID plus some other unique number. Right now, I'm taking a random number. Right now, I'm taking random number. If you pass instance ID, then what is the where is the role of load balancer? You have to pass service ID, but you should get less load factors instance, right? Come on, if you directly pass. Okay. Yes, boss. Super, guys. Mr. Anil Kumar, wait and see, Ra Babu. Wait and see. Yes, guys. You got idea? Load balancer client, billing service, prepared, URL is prepared, REST template. Okay, whatever body is there, we are sending it back. Fine, in our style, we have written this code, guys. We want to send entity, we are sending the entity. Okay, we want to send response entity, we are sending the response entity. Yeah, it's more easy now, boss. You need not to pick up one instance from list of instances. Whatever less load factor instance is there, that is coming. Yes, na boss, that's a good news. Yeah, how to use this client component in our word, this one. Yeah, consumer MS will get request from where? Browser or Postman, right? Browser or Postman. Okay, when I give multiple requests simultaneously, then we can feel the load balance. Then only we can feel load balancing is happening or not. So I need to make the handler method of consumer MS taking more than expected time to complete the process. More than expected time to complete the process. Come on. Are you understanding my statement? Om Prakash Dakkad, this is a normal spring bean. Why it will run one time? I injected this one to RESTful controller and used it inside the business method 10 times. It will call 10 times. Or I have given 10 requests to business method. How many times the method will be called? 10 times or not? You and your analyzation, stupid fellow. Is it a runner class? Is it a runner class? Guys, please focus, Ra Babu. Please. It's a normal spring bean, Ra Babu. Normal spring bean, normal method. I injected this one to consumer MS. I called that method inside the handler method or business method. That business method is getting 30 requests. 30 times this method will be called or not? Stupid. Super, guys. Now let's come to consumer MS, guys. Consumer MS. Okay, guys. Now listen. Adding slash API is a part of standard, not mandatory. Not mandatory. In first application also, if you want, you can follow this standard. Yeah, shopping slash API. Client component injection. Client component injection. Super. No change, guys. Here, no change at all. Client component injection. Super. Getting the details, getting the body. Okay. This is the billing info, consumer MS result. Okay. Both results are mixed up and returning it. Both results are mixed up and returning it. But I want to see it is taking more time to process the request. I want to see it is taking more time to process the request. What should I do, guys? What should I do? Before sending the result, my dear, after calling this and after calling this method, if I keep threaded.sleep, it will work out or not? If I keep threaded.sleep, what do you say? Okay, here I will write try block thread.sleep. Can you guess why? Why should I do this? Can you analyze and tell me for me? Catch here, exception E dot print stack trace. Array, if each request is taking 30 seconds time, listen, when I give multiple requests, first request will go to first instance. Second request, listen carefully. Second request, what happens, guys? Since first instance is busy in the producer MS, second request will go to second instance or not? Come on, think logically. Think logically, boss. The second request will go to second instance or not, boss? I hope you are understanding, guys. We can engage first instance for a long time in the execution of request. So that when second request comes, it will think that first instance is busy. Let's give chance to second instance. If both first and second instance are busy, then third request will go to third instance, right, boss? Otherwise, what happens, since both consumer and producer MSs are there in the same computer, it won't take more than 1 second to complete entire process. Within 1 second, if you give second request, within 1 second, if you give, listen, within 1 second, if you give request, fine. If you take more than 1 second to give the second request, what happens? What happens? Since first instance of producer MS is free, again first instance may give the same service, right, boss? Everyone understanding my statement? Om Prakash, are you using your common sense before asking this question? What do you mean by output synchronization, Ra? What is mean by output synchronization? First, put your mind and body in one place and put the question. Synchronization on threads will be there. In synchronization on what? Objects will be there. What do you mean by output synchronization, Ra Babu? Okay. Okay. First, you feel why it will not be there. Everything will be there in proper. Everything will be there in proper order. Request 1, response 1 will come. Request 2, response 2 will come. But problem is, which producer instance? Producer MS instance is giving service to request 1. Which producer MS instance is giving request to, giving service to request 2? That matters. That matters. Got it? Super. Okay, guys. Run the applications in the following order. Run Eureka server. Run the producer application for multiple times. Application for multiple times. But change port number each time. Change port number each time. In application.properties, at least 2 times. Any number of times you can run. Run the consumer application. Okay. Go to Eureka server. Change the URL. That means provide the environment to give request to whom. Provide the environment to give the request to whom, guys? To give the request to consumer MS. To give the request to consumer MS. Okay, in my example, it is going to be what? Details. So this is the randomly generated service ID, guys. Second request from second one. Okay. Don't worry, we will feel our output, guys. We will feel our output. Yeah, shall we go for one by one? Project 3, project 3, project 3. All are closed. Okay, let's run the Eureka server first. Let's run the Eureka server. Yeah, this is not the way to run. Okay, go to main class. To main class, guys. Super. Next, producer MS, guys. Producer MS. Here also main class. First instance is on 9090 port. First instance is on 9090 port number. Super. Before running second time, guys. Before running second time, second instance is on 9091 port number. Second instance is on 9091 port number. Okay. Listen, why we have not added dev tools? Tell me. We are changing port number before running the each instance of producer MS. If we add a dev tool, what happens? Tell me. If we add dev tool, what happens? Tell me. It will reflect to already started instance now, boss. It will reflect to already started instance, right? So, okay. Right, boss. Tell me next one. 9092. Total 3 instances I kept ready, boss. Total 3 instances I kept ready. 3 instances for producer I kept ready. Yeah. Total how many things are there? Check it out. This is Eureka server. First one. See, 1548. Some process IDs are given. Different process IDs are given. Yeah. Billing service with service ID, right? With instance ID. Okay. Total 3. Now you come to consumer MS. Consumer MS. Okay. Right click, guys. Run on Java application. Anyhow, all these are published to whom, guys? Eureka server. First, let me check whether they are published to Eureka server or not. HTTP localhost. HTTP localhost 8761, right? This is the dashboard. Observe how many instances are registered, guys. Billing service 3 instances. Up 3. Reason 3 instances. Come on. Shopping service 1 instance. Is it not interesting, boss? See, separate instance ID, separate instance ID, separate instance ID. In Eureka server, because we are registering all the instances with what? Eureka server. You click on it, guys. You click on it. Modify according to our requirement. What is that? Shopping slash API slash details. Shopping slash API dot details. First request. Shopping slash API slash details. What is the method? Details. What is the URL, guys? What is the URL? Shopping service operation. Shopping slash API slash details. Right? Nah. Oh, why it is not responding then? Details. Acha. Okay. Request is given, but it is not giving that one, guys. It is saying that 404. Yeah. First request has come. Right, boss. Okay. It's good. It's good. Doing well. Okay. Now I will open another window. I can't. This one, first instance is giving now. I'll keep this is in busy mode. I'll keep this is in busy mode. Another tab, I will give another request. Another tab, I will give another request. Yeah, let's wait, guys. Let's wait one by one. Let's wait one by one. Because we kept 30 seconds time now, boss. Okay. 30 seconds time. 30 seconds sleep time. Request 1 has got a service from instance 1. Because it's a free. Because it's a free, right? Okay. Request 1. Request 2 is getting from where? Request 3 is getting from where? That's $1 billion question, right, boss? Definitely should not be instance 1. It is getting from 9091. Third one is getting service from second instance. This one, third instance. Did you notice it? This one, third instance. Second request is from third instance. Okay, third request is from second instance. Right, boss? Okay, now, without having any time gap, I will give all the 3 requests. Now, again, I will give same request from the 3 tabs. Now, I will make sure that fourth one is also there. Fourth one is also there, right? Are you feeling load balancing or not? Are you feeling load balancing or not? Yeah, what happened? What happened? First request has got service from third instance. Second request is getting still processing, still processing, still processing. First request has got service from third instance. Somehow third instance, it felt less load is there. Second request has got from first instance. Third request has got from second instance. Fourth request has got from third instance. Obviously, third instance is free by this time, right now, boss? Third instance is free by this time. That's why response is coming from third instance or not. Come on, guys. I hope you enjoyed the process. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed the process, right? Yeah. Change that one to cart. Yeah, here port number this one. Second request to consumer. Port number is this, right, boss? Okay. From two different browser software or windows or tabs. Or tabs. Or tabs. You can use the tabs also. So entire magic is taken care by choose method now, boss. The entire magic is taken care by choose method. Do you agree with me? So entire credit should be given to choose method or not? So this choose method is taking care of every activity, boss. Get billing instance based on load balance, based on load factor. Whoever is having less load factor, that instance is coming. Whoever is having less load factor, that instance is coming. I hope you enjoyed. Everything is same, Ra Babu. Only load balancer client is different. Only load balancer client is different. So now I am giving only one request, guys. From whom this response will come? Can you guess? Can you guess? Lastly, listen. Lastly, which instance work is completed? Which instance work is completed? Third instance work is. So third instance already has got some load. Just so except third, it may give this one to any other instance. Except third, it may give that request to other one because the load should be balanced for other instances now, boss. 9900. 9900. Getting my point here, guys? So these are the three instances we are having. These are the three instances we are having, boss. Here is the information. Okay. Now listen. Third and first instances have already got some request. Now I am giving next request. Except third and first, remaining instance will get the priority now, boss. And it also observe. Okay, it also observe what is the load. That's the number one. Number two, if all are having same load, then it will check who has not received request from so much time, so much long time. So based on that, again, priority will be decided. Based on that, again, priority will be decided. Right, boss? Okay, maybe I have not given request. Okay, but you are least bothered. Entire load balancing will be taken care by that load balancer client. Choose method. Entire credit should be given to choose method. Enjoyed, guys? Enjoyed, guys? Okay, this is the specialty of load balancer. Okay. So far you thought that creating instances is great task. Is it really great task, guys? It's all about running the application with the different port numbers. All these fundamentals I talk in the initial days. What is service ID? What is instance ID, right? And same things are reflecting over here or not? Yeah, I hope you remembered why we are removing dev tools. Why we are removing dev tools? Because we have to change the port number, especially port number headaches are there, right, boss? When you change port number, it will reflect in the already started instance. That is too danger, right? That is too danger. That's why don't add the dev tools in this situation. Don't add dev tools in this situation. When you're really running by taking separate copy of the producer MS, then no tension. Separate copy you are taking. But you are modifying existing copy as a separate instance means definitely better not to add dev tools, guys. Better not to add dev tools. Super, guys. Yeah, what is left to learn? Fin client is left. Very popular, mostly used client component in the microservice intra-communication is what? Fin client. That we are going to discuss in tomorrow's session. Fin client is very interesting. You just take an interface and you declare a method. Entire logic will be written internally. Entire logic will be written internally. Is like proxy client. You will write less. You will just give guidelines. Everything will be generated automatically. For example, in Spring Data JPA, was Deepak Kumar, in real time, how it will be done? In real time also, we will purchase multiple instances of Tomcat server in cloud environment, and each instance will be deployed in one separate place. Each instance will be deployed in one separate place. Understanding my statement, guys? Super. Okay. Seventy, madam, you cannot type these 4-5 lines of code also by seeing the notepad or by seeing the paintbrush. Don't habituate for copy paste. Type the code. Get the errors, solve the errors. I will share the applications. It's not like that. How to check port number and change port number of Eureka server. Eureka server change port number is not happening properly. So you always deal with default port number. You always deal with the default port number. It's a recommendation. Super. Bapuji Naidu, contact the admin. Contact the admin. Yeah, after your batch only, next Spring Boot and microservice will be started in 7 a.m. Your batch takes time. Microservice takes time, and leftover topics also there. It takes time. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Mullah Abdullah, when you take 20 instances of Tomcat in cloud, we will be deploying what? We'll be deploying what? 20 instances in 20 Tomcat servers with different port numbers. Here today's notes I already shared, boss. I already shared. Design pattern batch slot is not free. Once a slot is free, I will let you know. Thank you.